Hey, how are we doing? I hope everyone's well. Um, this is probably going to be the last video of this year, unless I find something else interesting to say during the holidays. I'm now officially on holiday until the new year, so my clinic is closed for the time being. So we'd just like to wish you all Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, seasonal greetings, whatever it is you celebrate. And just to remind you that, try not to get bullied by the pressures of Christmas, the spending, the spending time with family because it must be so, and all the rest of it. Ultimately, just try and spend time with the people you love, with your tribe, and with the people that make you feel good about yourself. And that's all that matters, really. Now, another point I want to make about the New Year's is the fact that we're always pressuring ourselves into New Year resolutions, taking stock of what's happened this year, what should happen next year, and all the rest of it. So try not to fall into that trap. And there are a few reasons for this. Firstly, because life isn't really about black and white, about big, very strict beginnings and endings. Things kind of blend into one another. It's a lot more grey out there than black and white. So this whole idea that one thing ends and we have to take stock and one thing begins and all the rest of it, it's very, very reductive and very kind of simplistic. I think more often than not, what we have is it's just a blending. It's just a continuation of moments. And if you've been through a good moment, long may that last. And if you've been through a bad moment, remember that that passes as well. This too shall pass. Everything kind of, good or bad times, they don't necessarily last forever. So it's just about either trying to move on and go beyond a certain moment in your life or actually enjoy it while it lasts, depending on the circumstances you're in. So I wouldn't get too upset or obsessed by, targets about, this kind of constant evaluation of myself. I'm not sure there's value in that. Plus, New Year resolutions hardly ever go anywhere because what they tend to be is very extreme versions of what we want to change about ourselves. Like, I'm never going to drink again, I'm never going to smoke again, or I'm going to go on a very strict diet, or whatever. And the harsher the punishment we inflict on ourselves in this desire to somehow improve, the less likely it is we're going to go through with it. Because real change doesn't really happen when we make kind of big promises and very sort of bombastic, resolutions. It's the kind of small changes that we do on a day-to-day basis. It's the kind of thing that we can actually change in our life, but also we can kind of take control of in our lives rather than these very kind of large and promises and all the rest of it. So you know I suppose if you want to be mindful and if you want to reflect on how your year's gone, that's perfectly fine. But ultimately, just be kind to yourself and realize that there are some things you might need to change and some things you might not. And it's not as simple as that, as to just make wild promises and very determined resolutions, which probably not gonna. They might not really be easy to implement, or even if they're not easy to implement, might not be realistic to implement, to be more precise. So just take it easy, be kind to yourself, enjoy time with loved ones, and ultimately next year is still going to be you. And as I said, if you're in a good moment, I hope that lasts for you, and if you're in not such a good moment, I hope you find the strength to move on beyond it. And if you need any help to do that, that's what people like myself are here for. So all the very best, and I'll see you on the other side.